police officers got his shit. They're so stupid. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, why do you think you get paid with my tax monies? Real people with real jobs don't get paid with taxes. I'm sorry, that's just how things go. But guys, you're just a shit at making money. Which means you're a dumbass, you're stupid, but you might as well be good looking if you're stupid. And you're not even good looking, you're just ugly and stupid. Stupid and ugly, like Greek people. All of them are stupid and ugly. I hate them so much, and I have no idea why they're even on the were right beside me at the station, and there was another couple of people who were stalking me and bothering me yesterday. And now they're like, what, you can't use public services because you're not white, and I don't like the fact that you're not white, but you're better than every white woman in the entire world. And I'm like, yeah, why don't you tell it to your therapist and leave me the fuck alone? And they're like, we can't afford therapy because our taxes I only get paid minimum wage off of people's tax money. And I'm like, don't you think that's pathetic? Don't you think you should get your shit together and find a way to make money somehow, in some way, instead of being a piece of shit tax leech? And they're like, no, because I'm a cop and I have a gun. And I'm like, why don't you take that gun and shoot yourself with it? Because then at least you'll be saving people money that way. God. They're the ones that are instigating crimes all over the city. They thought they wouldn't get caught and that nobody knew about it. And I'm like, I am not the only person who found out. And I found out pretty late. Everyone else already knew what they were doing, and they were like, the only reason they did that was because they wanted a reason to say that they were needed on this team, that they need a job and a reason to show up to work every day. They're like, this could be done by like literally one person. Like, you don't need like 50 people on the police force for city of Toronto, like, believe it or not. And they're like, no, we all need to be here. And then they started doing all this fucked up bullshit, which is like intentionally instigating crimes and being involved in crimes themselves. And then they're like, yeah, people are gonna call us, and then they're gonna find out that we're part of the crime. And then when they actually show up, they don't actually do their job. It's just like, you weren't involved in this? Wow. It's like, you waited until the perpetrator was away and fine and emotionally stable before you got here, as if you were talking to them, like you knew what they were going through. That's weird. That's super weird. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, that's fucking weird. And I'm like, I'm allowed to be in the station. You don't get to like dictate who can and can't use things. That's not even your country, you stupid ugly white boy. I mean, white man who's overweight. Yeah, because they own the world. White people own the world, obviously. That's what David thought, but guess what? He was a crackhead, broke, and he had no experience in working or in education. But he thought, what? Oh my god, they're all like that. Mind blown. I'm like, maybe that's their like defense, you know, like this is how they're trying to make themselves feel better by saying like, yeah, you know, I may be like broke, poor, stupid, uneducated, my family may be all trailer trash, and I have a few inbred family members here and there, but I'm white. That means we're the ruler. How the fuck does that even make sense? How do you get that to that? Like, oh, I'm white, thus I am better than everyone, but then you list all the reasons why you're a piece of shit. But how are you better than everyone if you're a piece of shit? Makes no sense. And I'm like, why would I care about what a bunch of losers say about me? This is the thing that made a lot of people angry, which is I didn't care that they're calling me stupid, bitch, crazy, loser, ugly, whatever, fat, piece of shit, stupid, lazy, cunt, ugly, cocksucker, whatever. I'm like, you know what? Number one, you're mad because I'm not sucking your cock. Number two, I don't care what you call me because you're not important to me. Also, number three, I can see you're doing infinitely worse than I am, and that's like how you're going about making yourself feel better, which is why you're doing worse than me. And also, I'm sorry that like your life didn't turn out the way you wanted because you literally went against everyone's advice that ever gave a modicum of a shit about you. You just ignored everybody, and you thought you were right about everything, and you thought you were the king and queen of the world, and guess what happened? Obesity, you know, with the pockmarked faces and the gigantic triple chins, and inability to consume or digest anything that wasn't fast food. So, fucking Chinese people did bullshit again. I'm tired of it. I'm fucking tired of it. Okay? I'm fucking tired of it. And I'm like, I don't know what they want from me. It's like, you're not getting anything out of me. I'm not gonna be friends with you after you said all that fucking bullshit. And third of all, why do you get even angry and more offended that I don't care what a complete stranger says about me or to me? As if you're such an important person in my life and you're such a respectable person. You're like this highly regarded person in your field and in your work. Everyone knows your name. You have a reputation to uphold or whatever. And I don't give a shit about you. Like, why? Like, if you're such an important person, like, you wouldn't do that to begin with. Like, people who are high ranking, they don't actually do those things to begin with. Number one. And number two. Even if you did do that, like, why? Like, I don't know you. We've never met before. Did you know that? Like, I don't know your name. You may know my name, or maybe you heard about me through a friend, but that's not the same thing as actually meeting that person in person. I've had so many people do this to me where they're like, yeah, I heard so much about you. I, like, stalked you on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And then they meet me and they, like, don't even remember or recognize that we've never actually met in person before. And I'm like, we've never personally met. I get those online accounts are up there, but again, I just, because by the way they're going about what they're seeing from my accounts, I'm like, I know now that you can't read. You're illiterate piece of shit. I think everyone who can't read is a piece of shit. But number one, you can't read, and number two, nobody thinks that. Okay, no one thinks that. You're not gonna search everyone's life online and be like, yeah, I know this person in and out now, and it's like. Who does that? Yeah, I know everything about this person because I already went through their Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, what is it, all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, that's not how you get to know somebody. And even if you do go through your online profiles and you meet them in person, like, why would you even bother meeting them in person if you already know so much about them? Like, if you like why bother wasting your time? It's like, why don't you just keep it online then? Just be like, yeah, I already met you online. I read everything about you. Like, what's the point of meeting me in person then if you already know so much about me? Why do you keep asking me all these questions? Fucking snitch ass loser. I hate snitches. Snitches get stitches because they're bitches, okay? That's why. Oh my god, they have no they only have exterior outer layer. And then after that, it's just nothing. And it's not even complete. It's like, they have this corner and they're like, yeah, that's we're gonna put it like this and look like a roof or something. Yeah, the dog's gonna bite somebody. Just like the housekeeper. Oh my god. Like, I mean, I only excuse 12-year-olds when they can't train a dog, and then I'm like, after that, like, you need to get your shit together. That person's retarded. I can't laugh at that kind of stuff. They're so weird, honestly. Like, I've never met a weirder group of people in my entire life. And I'm like, why do you need to, like, know everything that I'm doing if I'm not even doing anything? They're getting arrested soon, so I'm just gonna wait until they get arrested before I go and do anything. I'm staying here until they get arrested, and I'm like, if I call the cops and report you guys, you're going to prison. You know that? And I'm like, is that the only way I'm gonna get you to go away? I'm like, I will call the police. Like, I'm not just, it's not empty threats that fucking Jew does. Because they're Jews, they have no evidence, there's no back. Oh, everybody working here is a Jew because they only want Jews working here because they're inbred and retarded. That's why that was, oh my god. I'm like, how did you even get a job here? Did people know that you're Jewish? Do people know that, like, you have sex with your sister or brother and stuff? Is that... I mean, I get that, like, if it's consensual, you may think it's okay, but it's illegal. Oh my god, there's so many Jewish people following me. Oh, because this guy raped me and he owes me money, and they're, like, trying to get me to talk to him again, and I'm like, why? And they're like, I don't know, I think they're trying to, like, make it look like we're like friends, or like we were friends at one point. I went to predominantly Jewish attending public school, and these kids stole a packet of pens from me who are doing better than me financially speaking. And I'm never gonna ever like be friends with Jewish people after that. And then some other Jewish guy came to rape me and steal money from me, and I'm like, are you all like that? Like, are you all Jewish people the same? I don't know. But I'm like, I hate Jewish people. Literally, like, I'm not anti-Semitic or anything. Like, I'm not gonna stop doing my job. I'm not gonna start mistreating them because they're worse than me. And if I did that because they're better than me, I'd be a fucking loser. I've had so many girls do that to me because I was harder than them, smarter than them, and I was from a better country, and I made more money than they did. So they started treating me like I was a poor piece of shit, and I was like, that's you. You're projecting. And I'm like, I'm not about to do therapy on you. I mean, you're gonna have to pay me to be your therapist because that's what therapists get paid to do their job. You wouldn't work at Pizza Hut every day. These are girls who are working at Pizza Hut, okay? You wouldn't show up to work every day if you didn't get paid that $14 minimum wage per hour, okay? Just admit it. You wouldn't willingly volunteer and do your job, show up to fucking that fast food place, get paid minimum wage at the ripe old age of 31 if you weren't getting paid. Anyway, if you weren't getting paid that $14 an hour, you bitch. Yeah. I'm like, I don't care. I mean, I guess you're gonna get fired. I mean, how sad is that? You're 31, your first job was at Pizza Hut, and you get fired. How are you gonna go to the next interview? They're like, we've actually found that on your list of employed, your tax things, you used to work at Pizza Hut for like 1 week. What happened? They're like, you know what, it's not my fault. There's this girl, she was being a bitch to me, I told her off, and then they told me that it wasn't good customer service. And I'm like, I don't think anyone's gonna believe you after they talk to the manager or see who the manager is and all that kind of stuff. Hi, sweetie. Hi, sweetie pie. You wanna be in my video? Yeah. He's a sneaky little boy. Yeah. He's a sneaky little boy. Yeah, and he's been going through his, he's currently 7 to 8 months old, and he's definitely going through the attention-seeking phase. It should be out by the time he's fully grown, but I'm kind of worried that he might not stop with that kind of stuff. I'm a little concerned. I'm a little worried just because it seems like he thinks it's funny and he likes doing that kind of stuff, which is fine, but like, if he's like continually attention seeking like outside of puppyhood, then he might have behavioral problems, and I don't really want him to have behavioral problems. He doesn't seem to be minding that. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Okay, you can bite me all you want. Okay. No. Okay. Ow. Is that a weird way to insult somebody by paying them money and telling them you're a piece of shit? Oh, then their intention is... What is that? I don't know what that is. Is it like European? Is it European for I love my mom or something? What European? If somebody had 2 peepees... Sorry, I'm watching a video while I'm recording this. one can go at my butt and one can go in my other place, and then I won't be able to move, I guess, or I just run away in extreme fear because it's not normal. I don't know. Ah, stop it. Sit. Okay. Thanks. Thanks. Okay. He's a stinky boy.